We're all here. This is about the game. This is session number 17, Rom'Myr Dying Earth. Currently in the realm of Rom'Myr. I found my intro to our game again that I wrote. So you get an intro to today's session. In an age before the swollen sun swallowed the trackless empire, and nothing but dust filled the sea, rogues, bandits, sorcerers, and druids walked the jeweled paths of dying earth in search of lost treasures, glittering wealth that have been lying buried for countless millennia. Here is one such tale. Ba-da-da! We laughed less, you guys. You were following the naked shimmering lady.
Yeah.
And she was going up the stairs, and you were in the room that was carved and had that shaking altar, which is shaking again in you guys' presence. And she has gone up the stairs.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Because last session we got some new XP, right?
Yep.
And where exactly do I get those? Good morning.
Go to the previous event. You may have to go to events, the events tab on MeWe.
Thank you.
And then go to the last session, and I post XP in the session that it occurred.
It's 213 or 213.
Yeah, it was light. It was low.
Hey, so no level up this time, but soon.
And that rocky altar that was in the rock wall to the west of you, to the west of the stairs, which be your 9 o'clock, is shaking again, like cracking, like it's straining from the wall, like it wants to break free.
Does this statue?
Not the statue. You're back in the room that is partially finished, and the stairs that lead up. I'll read the. Might as well get to the room. Might as well get this party started. Get out the maps. Yeah, Gabriel's the one with your maps, isn't he? The red altar. This is one of the oldest rooms in the dungeon. The crudely hewn room. Place of.
The vibrating altar, you mean? Or the leeching, the fleshy wheelchair appeared?
This is the room with the stone altar and the stairs going up to the next level. To the next level.
Where we met the
Count Illich. Count Illich, the Moth Yule. Yep. And I got a picture of him. I did a picture of him. So that's cool. Maybe you guys may be able to get a chance to see that.
Well, let's look further. We've got looking at that lady's better assets going upstairs.
And
You go first.
the rock.
We go behind her. Yep.
Okay. Who's last in line?
Drool. I assume, I don't know. I'd probably be towards the back at least. Skulking. I'm next to Todd. In the back, right, Todd?
Are you guys in the back or the front? I thought you were headed up the front. Anyways, yeah. As soon as Lumen leaves, goes up the stairs, the red altar stops vibrating. You notice that, Varnell. You can, as the stairs go up, they turn to the west. It's got a 90-degree going up. You can see low torchlight or firelight on the ceiling from the next room, or the room at the end of the stairs. You don't see her. She must have crossed the room or is in the room and you can't see her. You hear arguing or yelling from some terror gnomes, and you hear what sounds like crossbow bolts being let loose and cracking on a stone wall. And you can smell roasted meat.
I yank out my bow and an arrow and blow position. I got my heavy crossbow ready.
Okay.
Throwing axe in hand.
You don't hear the terror gnomes talking anymore. There was 2 of them talking.
So let's go.
So you're heading up the stairs, going into the room.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah. Me too.
They shoot their crossbow bolts from the other side of the room through an archway. There's 2 of them, and there's 3 of you.
Well, I don't know. We're poking our heads around the corner.
No, you didn't. You said you was going in. There's no corner to put your head around. I asked you what you guys are doing. You said you're going up the stairs and you're going in the room. They're ready to talk to you. They're talking with crossbow bolts.
Bring it on.
And, I guess since no one's surprised, we get an initiative. That's what they're going to do, so there's an initiative. And I'm seeing Toth and Lumen in the room. Labatard.
Okay.
I got 2.
How far away across the room are they?
The room is... Let me bust out my maps from the... The room is lengthwise 40 feet, and at the end of that to the west, 40 feet away, is an archway, and they're shooting from the archway. There is also a door to your south, which is closed, a wooden door.
So we enter from the west?
You enter from the east, and you're looking west. Labatard.
Yes, as soon as I see them and their evil crossbows, I shoot an arrow at the closest one.
Okay, you get a -2 due to their cover.
Darn. You'll pay 12.
Nope.
Yeah.
7, the 6, top. I guess you have to run across the room, huh?
I was going to say, I can't really throw anything. I was too far. I've got it to throw. What's my charge distance?
Charge doubles your move.
And they're 40 feet away.
Yep. So you can charge, and charging gives you, here's my new hardcover edition of the rulebook. Very nice, very affordable. Highly recommended. But I think you have a -2 to hit, and you do double damage.
Yeah.
Is the basics of charging.
Okay. Yeah, it's normally a bonus for charging, isn't it, for D&D? Yeah. D&D got +2 to hit, but you got a -2 AC.
You get a +2 to hit, and -2 to AC for the remainder of the round.
Right, okay. Well, I'm going to charge toward the nearest, so hopefully he won't have to be with a ranged weapon, and sort of shoot the other guy. Good.
Yep, that would be, who's between you and the Terror Gnomes is Kree. It's only Kree that stands between you and a crossbow bolt. Kree, what are you going to do?
Okay, is there anything else in the room? It's bare of furniture.
Okay, taking the room in a glance. Kree reads the room. There's some very large eggs against the walls, nestled in hay. Their walls are lined with shelves that may have held books or scrolls at one time. And there's shit all over there's some shit and debris all over the floor.
Okay, I get into the room, take some cover behind any debris, I go to one knee and shoot my heavy crossbow to one of the terror gnomes.
Okay, you got a -2 to hit due to their cover.
Okay. 17.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
5.
Randall, what's your armor class?
It's, well, with my helmet, it's now 17.
Okay, the crossbow bolt. No, Toth. I'm sorry, Toth, because Toth is charging.
Right, be 15 if I'm charging with a -2 to AC.
Okay, that's a hit. You get to 15. Crossbow bolt for 3 points of damage. Veridel, it is your opportunity to act, and Lumen's turn to act. Lumen, you go first because you're in the room, I guess.
So am I actually going to hit them at the end of the round then? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah. Yep. Or resolve your attack now. Thanks for sticking up for the turn order. I just wanted at least wanted that Terror Gnome to get a shot off before you got there. That's 40 feet you're running across.
So 18 in total.
Okay, roll damage.
9, 10, 11. So 22, if we're doubling it.
Okay, you lift him off his feet, smash his head, and one of the pteronomes is dead at the archway, and it's Veridel.
Alright, I guess I would maybe also look back down the stairs from where we came to see, make sure that the noise hasn't drawn anyone else coming that way.
You don't. What's your listen?
Let's see.
Over the sound of combat. This is worth a listen requirement. I rolled it already. As you know.
So listen. Sorry. Window go. 54 if I'm adding hint.
Okay.
Skill.
No, you just hear the usual disturbing, like murmurs that echo the empty, dark halls. Roll initiative. Toth is a 7 because he rolls a d12 for his initiative. We all know that.
He rolls a d12?
I'm kidding.
It's a 6.
I'm kidding. I'm making a joke about him rolling a d8 there for a while. Thinking we-
Crazy armor, he rolls a 12.
Yeah. So anyway, Toth does go first. The pteronome is still up and able, drops his crossbow and pulls out his short sword, but you will strike first, Toth.
Okay, that is a 20 in total.
Roll damage.
That is 10 in total.
Okay, that pteronome is crushed to dead. So all opposition seems to be eliminated at this point. There's no one else attacking you.
Any traces of the lady?
No traces of the lady. This room, the second room is identical to the first. The only difference is this is where the smell of cooking meat is coming from, and you see the boy you found in the cupboard. He's tied up and trussed up in a corner.
How big is that first room? I didn't get that.
20 by 40.
Okay, and then the second room?
20 by 40.
And it goes off each side, left or east or west?
West, 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And they both have a door in their south wall. The first room has dirt, debris, and rather large eggs. And the second room has a fire pit, sleeping places, and a trussed-up kid.
So how many exits are there from these rooms?
One from each room in the south wall.
So I go over to the kid and check him out. Is he alive?
Yeah, he's alive. He's just bound and gagged.
So let's unbind him.
He-
And ungag him then.
He's so happy. He thought he was definitely going to be consumed by pteronomes. You notice his breeches are a little stained and soiled. He says that him and Victoria were grasped in the darkness, and they were carried away by a shadow, and then the shadow stopped here and dropped him off with the pteronomes after it talked with him, and then continued on with Victoria.
Violet?
Violet. Her name's Violet. I better write that down.
I could be wrong too, but
Nope.
She's the original girl that we're talking about.
Yeah. The one with the money bags. Oneworth money was carried onwards, and he was deposited here to the pteronomes. Looks like for their food.
Jay, do I recognize the eggs? I mean, being a monster hunter.
What's your intelligence? What's your wisdom? Intelligence is 6.
So is wisdom.
Okay, get a natural 20, and I'll tell you what they are.
Okay.
You're the most uninformed monster hunter there is. Someone got a 20. Someone's proud of their 20, baby. Oh, you've definitely seen these. That was your other partner before you hooked up with Muzzle. Before you hooked up with Muzzle, you were working with this guy named Darren. And poor Darren died when you encountered these things in their eggs, but you were able to make off or run away with your life dragon eggs. You swear they were dragon eggs because it was a giant. When you found these, it was a giant lizard that ate Darren.
How big are they?
They are this big.
All right.
Bigger than a football, about size of about two basketballs. There's 4 of them.
They gotta be worth something.
They're overly large. I mean, they're overly large and difficult to carry around.
Are they like leathery or more hard?
More hard like a bird shell.
Okay, let's check the doors. Maybe we can find something to guard them. Small guard or something.
The door
The
open.
kid can help us because we helped him. We can do make him carry the eggs around. Yeah, move along.
Yeah, exactly. What do you guys have in mind when you're going to think of
Will I
that?
fit in my backpack?
You'd have to empty everything else out.
Alright. Not gonna do it.
The looking through the doors, one of the doors to the south, you notice that it just opens up to a hallway that runs east-west. Lebatard.
Which door?
There's each room is the same size, and they each have a door in the south wall.
Which one leads up?
They both have a door in the south, each room.
Oh, so we haven't seen through them. We haven't opened a door.
Lebatard has opened one, and there's a hallway running east and west on the other side of the door.
Which door did it? Any traces of the lady?
Yes, you actually can see the lady way down the hall. You see her because there is the sound of a large gathering, and she is looking north, and there's obviously been 2 double doors that are opened inward because she's splashed with light from inside, torch and candlelight and firelight. And then she walks into the room where you can't see her, and then those 2 double doors close, and then it's quiet again.
How far away? To the north?
She is to the west of you, far down the hall. She walked north into a room, and doors closed behind her. You heard them shut, and the light and the sound went away. The light from the
Sound like a big gathering.
But you don't hear that. You don't hear anything now.
I sneak up to the door and listen.
What's your listenability?
38.
It sounds empty on the other side. You don't hear any noise. It's a thick door, but you still don't hear anything.
I tell the others about what I saw.
You passed a T intersection on your way to this door heading north. You passed a passageway going to your north on your way to these double doors. You can. Yeah. So you're in darkness right now, just because you're not carrying any light. But you know where your party is because you can see the light back down the hall from the room.
So you move west, you pass the door from the next room, then there's a T to the north, and then there's the double doors.
Yep. And that's approximately from the closest door 60 feet away. Also, Lebatard, in the darkness, you notice that to the south of you, the wall is open there, and there's like a trellis or a short iron fence and a bunch of weeds growing around it. And the space beyond is dark, as if it's a bit vast.
Across from the doors that you listened at?
Yep, a little bit past it, a little bit past the doors. About 10 feet, 10 feet further.
Go down the hall. I don't think Lavatard should be out there alone. You know, I got a torch.
Okay, the torch, when you pass the T intersection, you see your torchlight gives you views 30 to 50 feet down the hall. It looks like all hallway. You see nothing but hall. At the double doors, you can see that the passageway continues 40 feet beyond the double doors and turns to the north.
Gotcha.
And then at your back's caddy corner is that low fencing or iron trellis with vines going across it. From the light, you can see that there's some stone steps going down, and it looks like an large room overgrown with age-old shrubs and bushes and
Outside?
No, it's an inside room. It's inside. It has cracked. There's pieces of the roof missing. You can see the starry sky outside. But it's choked with overgrown vines. And there's some steps to get to it. It descends into the room. And it's big. You can't see the other side of it.
Okay. What do you say, gents? So how can these plants grow down here in the darkness?
It's nighttime. That's the only reason it's dark. They wait for the sunlight. They wait for the daytime. And there's plenty of cracks and missing chunks in the ceiling. Oh, and there's also, far in the southeast corner, is a turgid pool that once probably flowed clear water.
Stay away from pools, guys. General D&D 101.
Pretty bog standard, right?
Like, don't separate the party either.
That's bullshit. Separate the party all the time. You get more done.
Alright then, I'm gonna knock on that big double door.
What are we doing about these dragon eggs?
I say we leave them and we come back and pick them up when we have something to carry them in, or we get the kid to carry one or two, maybe one. That's not right. You can't make the kid carry dragon eggs.
I mean, do one on his back and he can carry one of his eggs, can't he? That's all.
He just got unbound. The kid's been beat up.
But if he doesn't carry the dragon eggs, he's going to get beaten up again.
It's growing up on the mean streets of England, man. Boy, it's tough. It's tough where Kevin comes from. Okay.
I do have a large sack. Would that fit 2 eggs fit into that one?
One will.
Put 1 egg in the sack and the kid carries it over his shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah, but then break the other 3.
And make an omelette.
Yeah.
Are you going to break the other 3? Is that a done deal?
We can come back for them later. Yeah.
Okay, so no one's breaking the eggs.
I think they are valuable to sorcerers and
Yeah, also, I'd rather not be
Khaleesi's and stuff like that.
Probably best not to have the smell of broken dragon egg on your hands when you meet the mother as well.
Right? Do they get angry? Do they get angry about these things?
Well, the dragon might.
Yeah, depends if it's in. Yeah. And who knows what this dragon looks like?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering what color it was. That's why I'm a little dubious about breaking them.
The eggs are gray, mottled black. Yes. So Kree can say that Darren was eaten by a green-looking dragon. And so that begs the question, well, Kree may not think that deeply about it. I'll let the other deep thinkers figure it out. So Lumen, you knock on the door.
Yeah.
Okay, it swings open. They both swing open at a touch.
And pray tell, what is inside? Oh, great dungeon master.
It appears to have once been a throne room. It's large. Throne room should be, right?
60, 80, 100 feet. Is it lit? Is there any light?
70 by 70. So you really don't see that far, but yeah. This room is also choked. The floor is choked with vines and bits of rubble. most of this, 2/3 of the ceiling is missing. So you're open to the sky. You can see the stars overhead. You can see the red tear, the comet that is streaking, that will be visible in the sky for a few more days. King Moon is real low and almost disappearing below the horizon, and there's a breeze through the trees. You can see another tower that sticks up from the castle, or what's left of the palace.
To the north?
Yeah. And that looks, it's a tower. It looks like you would have to access that from a different part of the lower level.
Patriots, where are you guys? I'm standing next to the door. Lepicard's out in the hallway.
There's a big long table near the end on the other side of the room. You can see it because it's at the edge of your torchlight, because there's a couple of candelabras on each end. There is a throne sitting up past the table, empty, choked in vines, and there's two guys at either end of the table. Looks like they're in the middle of dinner. And the one on the west side turns to you guys, says, "Good evening. Who do I have the honor of greeting on the night of the red tear and the soaking moon?"
Greeting. I am Lumen of the Order of the Hidden Hand, and I speak knowledge and wisdom in this great hall of you fine gentlemen. And I really turn it on with my best highborn speech.
Well, there's no wisdom to be had here, if you're looking for knowledge and lore.
What is this place?
This is my home, my palace.
And who may you be?
Cletus Dorvit, Knight of Gore, also known as the Pale Knight. And he's
Everybody be cool.
and he's nicely dressed. And the other guy at the other end of the table, he's got ecclesiastical getup, like one of those bishop hats, and he's got moldering and old opulent robes, and he's kind of recessed in his big chair, scowling. He keeps his face down, and he's not like engaging you. He's eating his cold, flesh porridge.
So last session, I think we had talked about a possible play of explaining to him that we're basically being manipulated by Farthigny to, basically, or we could double down and to say that he wants him dead, and since Farthigny is a mutual enemy, we can recruit him to go back to the woods and show him what's what. I don't know if that's something you still want to execute on, but that was one general premise thing I brought up. Yeah, definitely. Okay, you guys all good with that?
That's the pitch.
I'll put it this way. I'll be like, we ran into a friend of yours in the woods named Farthigny, who mentioned that you might be willing to part with a few of your hairs for his lovely instrument.
Hairs? Farthigny. Farthigny sent you to get hairs?
And what?
Farthigny is kind of a cracked individual. He's not all there.
Still, he held us captive with his spell, and we know to be released. We beseech you, great Lord, to help us in this quest.
Well, what is the object of your quest?
Threads from the cloak of the great white pale knight or something. Anyone else want to help me with this, man? Just put in the book. Yeah. Heck, even I would probably jump in.
You're doing great.
Yeah. I'll at least walk up beside Lemon.
Say that again. And he stands up and you can see that he has a sword at his side. Not unusual for a knight of his castle to be wearing a sword at dinner. That's perfectly normal.
How far away is he?
This room is 70 by 70, so at this point you guys are like 60 feet. He moves to close it to 50 feet as if so he can hear you better. And he goes, "I didn't quite hear that. What are you exactly here to get?"
We wonder if you'd part from a few, is it threads from his cloak? Is that what we're looking at? I think we might part 8 of them? Mm-hmm. We need only 8 threads from your cloak to release us from this evil spell.
Well, Farthigny is a bit of a prankster. What could he possibly want with 8 threads from my cloak?
He uses it to strum his magic tunes in the desert or in the forest.
Cletus Dorvit kind of laughs a bit.
I thought it'd be up front, right? Honestly.
Yeah. Well,
me too.
Before we can go any further, since you've announced that you are here to collect 8 threads from the Pale Knight's cloak, you must announce who you declare for before we go any further. It's just a formality.
Like who I declare for?
Who do you declare for? Who do you stand for? Who do you represent?
I speak for the archipelago of insubordination, our mighty troop. We have come, as a merry band, seeking adventure and release. We are the archipelago, and that's who we stand for.
He strokes his chin. He goes, never heard of it, but doesn't matter. All are welcome. The rest of you, are you with him, or do you declare for your own?
I'm with him. Yeah. We're at the archipelago.
Well, very good. And he claps his hand 3 times in the gloomy room. It doesn't change. Like the ceiling's still gone. It's still choked with vines. There's still that table there, but now it is lit with torchlight. The sconces by sconces near the wall. And the room is crowded with a bunch of beings. And on either side of the wall, like it's a big gathering. And Cletus Dorvit is on the other side of the room, but he was coming closer, and so he's coming closer to you. And he says, you've spoken the password and have gained admittance to the Chaos Conclave.
This doesn't sound good, dude.
Where the beings that contest and claim are looking to claim Averone for themselves in light of the new chaos void that has opened, and all have come here to bargain for their rights and to negotiate who will lay claim to the passageways to Averone and what to be done with it. There's a tetrahedron, large spinning tetrahedron with a glowing skull that's spinning. Cletus says that's Bleth. He's an extra-dimensional being. What else is there? There's Cletus Dorvit, that flesh-looking creature with the wheeled flesh cart attached to it that it sits on. They look like, could they be clerics? Could they be acolytes? They're some type of functionaries of some order. They're in golden robes with these golden conical hats that have a golden face shield. You can see their chins. Cletus Dorvit says those are the Negamancers from the Nanonite Empire. There's a mutated plant, basically. It looks like a horrid combination of a bad romance and a magical plant. He says that's Pellery of the Walls. Who else is here?
I'm not getting this feeling. I don't want some huge big battle with, a constellation of crazy.
And they're all babbling and talking and talking to each other.
Let's get about the lady. What happened to her?
Oh, she's there too. She's in the middle of the room. Sorry, she's in the middle of the room. She's shimmering a bit. There's also near the vampire. Oh, sorry, the Cletus Dorvit, the knight. Like it wasn't obvious. Like it wasn't like it wasn't obvious. Sorry about that. But there's also another creature that looks like it's assembled out of an animate skin, a human skin. The face is a conglomeration of teeth, and then there's this hair that also moves and animates. And it's screeching and going, Anadonia, what are you doing here? You should be frozen in time and space. So that thing actually seems to know Aledonia. And the plant thing approaches you guys and says, the Neonites definitely have it in for you.
Who has it in for us?
The Negamancers from the Neonite Empire.
What did we do to them? Did you guys do something before I joined the game?
No, this guy's just shit staring. It's alright.
I say we play along.
Well, you are the representative of this, so this is kind of your area.
I'm not going to sell them any political pamphlets, though.
Oh, there's also a fish person. It's like anthropomorphized their arms and legs, and then a fish head on top. Carries a trident. It's got two guards that look similar.
Are there any exits?
No. The only exits would be up through the open ceiling, because it's not there.
Have we heard anything about open portal or something like that?
Chaos Cataract at St. Cloud, there was the ley line that blew open and gave you guys power back in the fight.
But that wasn't so big, was it?
Are they corporeal? Do they shimmer? Is there any sort of sense that they might not actually be there?
What's your wisdom?
My wisdom is, I think, it's a 13.
You test the bounds of reality, search your mind to make sure that you're seeing what you're seeing, and as far as you can tell, this is the current reality. You can feel the breeze from outside on your cheek. The sconces, you see the torchlight flickering there from the breeze appropriately. The sconces, now you notice, are hollowed out cadavers, and the torches are stuck right where the head would be in the neck.
Oh, nice.
So we're from dusk till dawn then, are we? Awesome.
Yep. What the Pelleroy of the walls, the mutated plant calls itself.
Well, I think somebody's got to do something, so I'm just going to, just hold up my hands and say, I am Lumen of the Order of the Human Hands. Let me introduce my friends. Thank you for inviting us to this grand and eccentric gathering.
And then one of the Negamancers steps forward and goes, enough of this travesty! Who deems to let these animals at the table? When does the cow get to sit at the dinner table with the butcher? This is absurd! And then Cletus Dorvik goes, they uttered the password, and they have made their claim. They're a legitimate, let's say, diplomats of the conclave.
Of
The archipelago. And Cletus is like, I've never heard of it, but, that's what they claim for. That's who they are.
Sounds legit.
And the Negamancer is all pissed off, and he calls Canley. We've all heard of Canley, right? I've called the right of Canley to redeem my honor in sight of this insult, to let these folks at the cosmic bargaining table. Let these mere humans at the cosmic bargaining table.
Should we just be like, hey, look, we didn't mean to crash your party, cause any conflict. Hey, Pale Knight, just a couple of those threads and we'll be on our way.
Yeah. You're in the conclave. You won't be able to leave until the conclave is finished, and then Aledonia is like yelling at that teeth and skin thing. It's like, "Sister, I have returned to claim my revenge," and she starts to rise up, like she could float now.
Cool.
And she's going up, and she's raising her hands out like this, and her hands are starting to crackle blue. And the Negamancer says, "Have your champion step forth." And he comes and he steps forward, and from his robe he pulls out this ornamental curved knife. Goes, "Which one of you will face me and can me?"
I step back just a little bit.
Alright, okay. I thought third level was probably a good place to end this. Toss will step forward. Oh boy.
Okay. The Negamancer shrieks. The Aladonia up in the air is shimmering blue, and she shoots forth. It appears to be a lightning bolt at that hair, skin, teeth creature, which throws up some type of arcana shield. And there's energy, and they are raging war. The Negamancer screams and runs at you, Toth, and then all pandemonium throws out with the rest of the guests as their arms are going up and going, "What's the meaning? Hey, blah, blah. There's not supposed to be violence. This is a diplomatic conclave." What do y'all do? Toth, you've got a Negamancer running at you.
Okay.
What are the rest of you guys going to do?
I will run towards the table and crawl under the table to have a strategic position.
You see that there's a dented crown on the table before you slide underneath it.
Grab it.
Okay, next, who else is doing something?
So I think I got the encounters that you just described, but elsewhere in the room, or like, are there a bunch of other people facing off in a similar fashion?
No,
Like, what is
there's
the Pale Knight doing right now?
the Pale Knight has stepped back towards the table, and he's watching. Pellery of the walls and the burning, spinning tetrahedron skull, Bleth, they glom onto each other. They smash into each other, and something strange is going on there. The fish people one is obviously the diplomat, and its two guards are grabbing it by the elbow and running towards the door, so they'll run into you. And the bishop-like character is getting up from his chair.
Okay. Oh boy, what am I gonna do? Okay, I'm with Toth. This might be a good day to die. So I'm gonna maybe like scream as if I'm very scared and like dive under the table.
Okay, you got to cross the room. You got to cross the room with.
Get to the table. That's 50 feet away.
You've got to run. So you're running with Lobitard. Lobitard ran across the room to get to that table.
How long? Yeah. So my ploy is I want to make it seem as if I'm like covering my head, like running from combat, and like gonna cower under the table, and then maybe if the Pale Knight's still standing beside it, I'm gonna try to like cut his cloak eventually.
There's a who are you gonna try to choke somebody?
No. Right now I'm just running and like kind of cower underneath the table as if I'm scared, and then you mentioned the Pale Knight was.
I am scared.
He's leaning against. He's leaning against the.
Crawl under there and like see if I can like get a slice from his cloak.
Okay.
Like this
Okay.
return thing, and that's my goal. Eventually.
That's your goal. Got it. Kree, what's up with you?
Just gonna take the kid away from all of this, and maybe to a corner and try to protect him in some way.
Okay. As you going towards a darkened corner, pick which one you want over the debris and vines. You're attacked by Jupiter blood vines. So I think, Lumen, you're the only one left to declare what you're doing.
This is madness! What are you guys doing? Full-blown engagement to a room of creepy?
He started it.
So, where's Toth?
Toth is in front of you. He strode into the room to confront the Negamancer that's running at him in his golden robes and his ritual dagger.
How deep into the room? I'm next to the door, right?
Yep.
We're just standing in the door, right?
Yeah, I'll give Toth 20 feet in the room. And the Negamancer's in the center. He just ran by the floating Aladonian in the sky that's shooting at the other creature that's locked in some type of archaic power struggle.
And who's running towards the door?
The bishop.
The bishop?
Yep, he looks like he's a pale, pasty fellow, never seen before. He looks like a bishop because of his getup. And he pulls out a mace and he's swinging it around like he's going to be clearing a pathway for himself.
Okay, step outside of away from that guy, okay, and stand next to Todd. That's where I'm at. I'm going to go for whoever, is near Todd, whoever comes.
Okay.
I don't know anybody. I just want to be there to defend myself.
Okay, everyone roll initiative. I know where you all are, what you're doing.
This is a shit show, guys.
That's why we play the game. Toth, you go first. The Negamancer's running at you.
Right.
Negamancer has an armor class of 15, even though he's in robes.
I'll target him anyway, because that's a 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Okay, roll damage.
Oh, nice. 11.
Okay, the Negamancer does something strange with his hands. And you feel like you're going kind of through a laundromat being pulled through time, like you're a towel being pulled through time, and re-roll your attack.
Shit. That would be 24.
Okay, roll damage.
This time only 9. Sorry, 23. Not 24. 23.
That was the 7, the 6s. Lumen, you can go first. Lumen, you can see that the Negamancer is not appearing to play fair because his 2 lizard men guards are coming to engage Toth as well, so they look like they're yours now.
Lizard men, yes. Guys that make me go back in time, no. Okay. Alright, I rolled a miraculous 7.
Okay. And they're not carrying weapons. They got their hands out and they're chompers. Okay, so one of the lizard men jumps at Lumen to bite him and gets a 7.
Yeah.
The other does this, and there's something glowing from his head, and aura goes at you.
Bullshit.
And goes zapping by you, and misses you, and has a smell of, I don't know, cordite, crackling, like fresh air and burnt leaves as it goes by your head.
Jesus.
Who's next? Labatad. You are under the table, next to. What are you next to? Count Illith, the Moth Yule, is squeezing under the table too, and his fleshy, gelatinous body is jiggling.
So did I manage to grab the crown?
Yeah.
So I put it on.
You are instantly linked with Toth. You can control him. He actually stiffens up as he has no motor function right now as this thing binds you to his mind. So the Negamancer gets a +2 to hit, so he rolls a 17. Does that hit you, Toth?
Damn. Yeah. Do I see with eyes?
You take 7 points of damage.
Sorry, how much, Jay?
7. He's got a long sword, or I guess a ritual dagger, but that ritual dagger sizzles and slices. Also, you feel that the blackened skin on your body is incredibly painful at this point. Like it's been ripped open, like a wound ripped open, and you have a -2 to hit because of it.
That was not smart. I will take up the crown. Next round.
Okay.
So just help me hit you.
Or if I can do it this round.
The Cletus Dorvit uses his foot to push the table askew, so he's looking down it towards you and Veridel. And he says, one dares to wear the crown of duty. Step forward, that is my property. And he has a sword at his side, and he whips it out. Prepare to defend yourself.
I'll just be like cowering and like.
No, master, no.
And there's some like oily fluid coming out from Count Illa's flesh cart. Because it jiggles. Veridel and Kree.
Alright. I would probably, like while cowering, try to like crawl to the other side of where the Pale Knight has dislodged the table to basically try to like, while he's focused on Lopatar, try to basically crawl away and then see if I can get a snip in at his cloak with my silver shears.
Okay. In the middle of all that, a chunk of the ceiling falls. You've got to roll a saving throw versus paralysis to avoid getting hit.
Okay. Is that everybody or just Veridel?
Just Veridel. This is happening from arcing energy off of Aladonia and the creature she's fighting.
Nope. That's a 10.
You take 6 points of damage to the head as a piece of mortise comes down and smashes you in the head that you didn't see coming as you're trying to pull this off. You're flattened and stunned on the ground. Kree, your action.
So this plant creature is coming at me. I take out my silver longsword. And the plant creature stops and it's like hurrying, like pushing on the butt of its two servants that look kind of the humanoid. They look relatively human with some exaggerated features, and it looks like their war harness is a squid. Is a what, sorry?
Squid.
Okay. Is there one of those bodies that those cones that has a torch in there?
Yes, they all do.
If there one's near me, I try to grab the torch. You have a torch in one hand and the sword in another.
Okay. You also have
Swing
these.
the torch in front of me.
Okay. And you also have those vines to contend with as well. I need to have them attack you. Okay. Its attack is a natural 20, so you take 2 points of damage, and it wraps one of its vines around your arm and latches, and is pulling on you.
Oh, a natural 20. Okay, let me see. So,
Dude, you like to retaliate?
Okay.
I'll give you a chance to retaliate against this thing.
13.
Does not hit. Everyone roll initiative, another round.
Dude, this doesn't look good.
Yep.
Toth, are you the 5?
Yes.
Okay. Lumen and Labatard, you're up.
Swinging at the lizard, dude.
Okay. Did I hear a 15?
+1, that's a 16.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
Yeah, we're not messing around with this mofo. That's a 5.
Okay. Labatard?
So I very respectfully remove the crown, and instead of handing it to the Pale Knight, I throw it across the room.
Bitch! And turns and wades through the crowd of alien beings chasing after the crown.
Wait, he turns to go? Are we still playing it out through initiative? Or?
Yeah. Where are you? You wanna try to get a backstep.
While he's distracted, I'd like to get a snip in. That would be a 5.
A 5 to hit.
Sorry, a 5 in initiative.
Oh yeah, go for it.
If he's the 3, I was hoping maybe I could get a
Yep.
snip in before he just reach out to his cloak. I got my silver shears to try and cut a chunk off. That's not gonna be great. No, it's like a 9 to hit.
Oh yeah, please. Any natural 1s and 2s I need to know too. Yeah, that's good. Thanks, Gabriel. You miss.
And he turns around and goes, "Black-hearted curs! I never liked thieves." And he has his sword in his hand. All right, who's next? Cree.
I tried to cut that vine, but
Okay,
it's holding me.
roll the hit.
Natural 20. No.
No, you get double damage, right? Max damage.
Okay, that's double damage or 2
Max.
roll twice.
Oh, that's right. Do you have a special ability?
No, I am asking. Just
No, max damage is what you get.
8 with a silver longsword.
Okay, the vine lets you go and retreats into the other vines and rubble. All right, Lumen, you're attacked. You are missed. Toth, you're attacked. You are missed.
Can I get my swing in?
Yep.
Yeah. Right, so I'm only getting a +2 attack bonus this round because I'm having the +5 hit points from the defensive bit.
Yep. Gotcha.
So we got 15. Bang on.
Roll damage.
They're going to be 3 on this one.
Okay. It hisses as he calls you an animal. Dare you touch me? I guess he attacks you back. I'll just get his attack out of the way. No, I already did it. I think that's everybody. Okay, roll initiative again. We're at another round.
The Pale Knight just took off for his crown.
No, he turned around and faced you and said, "Thief, black-hearted dog, I hate thieves and rogues."
Tell him you're strictly not a thief.
They're without honor. Toth, go right ahead.
Yep. 15, funnily enough. That's quite good. Again.
Roll damage.
9.
He's still alive. He's not really happy. He's holding one arm as if it's broken and unusable again, and he calls for his lizardmen guards to protect him, and he steps back. 2 other lizardmen guards come forward to protect him. Veridel, what are you going to do?
So now he's just like standing there with his sword pointing at both of us, essentially? Is that?
Hey, he's looking at you.
At me?
Yep, he's picked you as a target.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of cower and just be like, they're just scissors. And kind of like snip into his, I'm like, I'm fine, we're good, it's not like I was trying to hurt you or anything.
He goes to kick you in the chin.
Alright.
He gets a 9, so you miss it. He misses you, and he's angry and pissed. Lumen, you're attacked. You are fighting two lizardmen, and one attacks and gets a natural 20. The other gets a 13. Is that just one hit?
Yeah, one hit. I got a 17.
Okay, he bites you for 3 points of damage. Toth, the 2 guards attack you. 1. Roll a fumble for me, Gabriel. Just roll a fumble. I want one. If it comes up. Nothing. Okay. Lubitard.
Yes. While the Pale Knight is preoccupied with trying to kick Veridel, I will try to move behind him and climb up his back and pour oil down his armor inside. I'm creative.
Okay. You're going to have to try to get out of line of sight. So you're not going to be able to. That's what you're going to be doing this round, nothing else.
Yes.
So that was Lubitard.
I'm last.
Lumen, go.
Alright. Evil lizard man with a 3. Not happening.
Okay, roll initiative. 40 seconds into the fight. Lumen Lobitard.
3.
Alright. 4.
Lumen, you start.
I rolled a 4.
What?
He's fighting. He missed. It's you're up.
Yeah, I'm trying my stunt with the oil.
Okay,
So what do you want me to roll?
move silently or hide in shadows, whichever one's higher.
Move silently. I'm not very good at that. Just notice the sound of battle. That's a negative. I have 35, I rolled 70, so...
Yeah, he catches you. He looks over your shoulder and sees what you're doing to try to flank him, and so he pivots and moves to get both Varadel and you in his line of sight. Lumen, you missed, so we're Toth.
So if these two lizard men are stepped in front of me, or
Yes.
have I still get to this?
Nope. His lizard men are doing their bodyguard job.
Right, well that's 16, 17, 20 on one of them.
Roll damage. Well, that's max damage. You do max damage, right?
That's not a natural 20.
Oh, okay.
20 in total. And 9 damage in total.
Okay.
10.
You crush him like a can. It's dead. Okay. The other one attacks Toth and gets a 7. Lumen, you're attacked and he gets a 10. That's a miss. He already attacked you, Varadel. Anyone left that hasn't acted? I think it may be Kree. Is it your turn?
Yeah, I didn't go this. This is a new round, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
I think I missed a round then. Okay.
No, you hit the plant, right? No, maybe you missed a round.
Okay, sorry. I thought at the top of this round it was Levitard trying the... Maybe I missed it.
Yes, Levitard at the start of this round tried to flank Cletus Dorvit and failed. Lumen missed. The lizard men guards didn't hit Toth or Lumen, so now we are at...
Well, Varadel's after me on 4. I went on 5.
Okay.
So were the creatures. What did the Pale Knight do on 4?
Pivoted.
So I'm sitting there cowering, and I was going to wait based on like what he does.
He sneers at both of you guys and steps back and is stepping backwards towards where the crown was thrown. And as he adroitly walks over the broken masonry and vine-choked floor as if it was carpet, like graceful. He's not looking down or whatever. He's well balanced.
All right. And maybe I would just spin my round. Like I'd look over at Levitard and try to, we still need the cloak. I was like shrug and kind of whisper, like tackle him, and we try to snip it. Yep. All right. So I'll spin around, kind of pretending to cower while I'm whispering at Levitard.
And Cletus is yelling, "You've been played for fools. Join me. I will give you positions in my army of great honor and power."
Yeah.
So we are at...
Are the plant and his minions are coming at me still?
just his minions. The plant thing, you don't see him. He disappeared somehow, somewhere.
What's the woman doing?
She's locked into a energy blast battle with the hair, skin, teeth thing that screams and chatters in a woman's voice, and they call each other sister.
How about the bishop?
He is Toth and Lumen. You guys need to roll save versus paralysis as the bishop, running like a bull, this big hulking dude in his robes, comes barreling through you and the 3 lizard men that are around you.
Sorry I brought it up.
No, it was coming. I knew what he was doing.
So, are there any modifiers for strength or anything?
Yeah, you can use strength modifiers because you're getting pushed around.
In this case, Hang on, 14, so that's a pass.
Okay. So you two avoid him, and he barrels through the lizard men, and they're all strewn on the ground, prone, like bowling pins, as the bishop goes out the door.
Boom!
I think we roll initiative. Toth with another 7.
Can I go straight back onto my original target, the Nega Mansaduda, whatever he was?
Yeah, him and his conclave, like 3 of he's got 4 compatriots, and they're looking at you snarling and spitting, and they're moving their hands, and each one of them phases out, leaving their lizard men guards behind. The fish people go running by you guys and out the door too.
Good. Basically, these chaos people are chicken.
The archipelago has spoken.
The hair, skin, and teeth creature flies off through the open ceiling, and Aladonia flies after it.
Does that mean we now rule this world? Yes?
No, you're there with Cletus. What do we got? The plant creature Pellery of the Walls is gone. Pellery of Walls. Bleth disappears in a crack, and the middle of the floor of this throne room starts to crack. Anyone else? That's about it. The fish people running out. Yeah, they're on the ground prone, so you can do what you want with them.
I'm chopping an arm off. Boom! Got another one.
For your collection.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and Cletus Dorvit steps forward, and he's wearing the crown of duty. And Toth, you attack Clubbatard.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. Yeah, really sorry, mate. That would be a total of 24.
Roll damage.
That's a miss. And 12 damage. I'm dead.
Clubbatard just gets crushed like a can by Toth in some obvious, like, yeah, you're dead. That's dead. I'm sorry.
The flag of the revolution.
That was so cool. You had so much trouble destroy. Every time you would go with you into town, there was going to be trouble because your pamphlets would be around. But so that's gone. Cree, your action.
I still have my pamphlets in my backpack if someone wants to take up the crown, so to speak.
Any chance I could cure some light wounds while the guy's dying?
He's well and truly dead. He has that well and truly dead look about him. I mean, his head is crushed. His head is pulped.
Get that crown off that dude's head.
You still have the crown?
So that's how it happened, right? Was the Pale Knight got to the crown and
Yep.
controlled Toth?
Yep, and made him attack. And now he's striding towards you, Varadel.
Really? Me cowering on the ground?
Yep, he's going to throw this cowering rogue out of his house, he says.
Alright. So, who's up? Is it Creek?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to move past of everyone, making way with a torch, and try to reach the Pale Knight and backstab him with a silver sword.
Roll your move silently to sneak up on Cletus Dorvit.
Okay. 54. Yeah, I make it.
Okay. Roll to attack. I guess you get the +2 backstab bonus.
4, right?
Is it 4? Okay.
Okay, this is 15 plus 6. That's 19.
You stab Cletus in the back. What are you using?
My silver longsword.
Roll damage.
4.
You are now have the attention of Cletus Dorvit.
Alright, think it's me?
Yep, it's you. What are you doing, Varadel?
Okay. I am going to run. Oh gosh. This is dumb. I'm gonna. So is he?
His back is to you right now.
He's facing me now.
Yep.
So let's go for the crown so Toth doesn't.
Beat you guys senseless.
Yeah, is it crown or backstab? I think the crown is the play. So I'm gonna run run up, and I'm going to try to, like, first, I'm going to grab onto his cloak for leverage and try to, like, smack the crown off his head. And my intent would be to continue to maintain hold on the cloak in case I can go into the next round.
Roll to hit.
Alright.
Do something special.
Ooh. That's a 18 to hit.
That hits his armor class of 18. You knock the crown off his head.
Alright.
Toth, you're there looking at your handiwork, what you did.
My intent's going to be, like, trying to, like, just hold on to the cloak and then, dodge in the next round, try to get a snip in.
It's initiative now. Okay. 16. Does a 16 hit you, Veridel?
It does.
You take 2 points of damage, and there's another effect. You are getting affected with vertigo. Every time you make an attack, you got to roll versus death ray, or you're going to, and if you fail your save, you're going to have a -4 to hit. And the Cletus Dorvit says, the autumn sword will unhinge you. It's all you guys. Let's see. I got lizard men.
There's no lizard man.
There's one lizard man.
No, the ones that got knocked over. There's the other ones that got left behind.
Yeah.
They're paralyzed.
Well, they were knocked over. Now they're just bowled over.
Certainly they'll fail their morale check after an arm was lopped off, certainly.
A morale check, sure. That is totally. No, it's a good call for it. Say, hey, we've been beating up on these slobs. How do they feel about it? I'll tell you how they feel about it.
Still alive?
One is still alive.
Still alive, yeah.
He passes his morale check. Filthy humans. So,
Well, okay, so what are we on? I'm on 5.
you can attack. That's a good number to start.
Yeah, let's have at him. 19, 20, 21, 22.
Roll damage.
That's on the Pale Knight.
Yes, that most definitely bloody is. And 12.
You knock him off his feet.
So if anybody fancies grabbing that crown and getting it the hell away from him, that would be a good idea as well.
I think I lost grip of the cloak.
Oh yeah.
No, the cloak tears in your hand.
Ooh, all
So
right.
you got to chunk.
Run away!
Cletus Dorvit turns into a gaseous mist and drifts off up through the ceiling and into the night air.
Ooh.
Run!
I'm attacking a lizard man.
He's basically the last dude in the room. He's last.
The lizard man, right?
Yeah, roll to hit. His armor class is not bad.
A 13.
His armor class is 15.
Okay.
Anyone else want to attack the lizard man?
Not unless he wants to be stupid enough to attack us. No, not really.
Veridel?
I think I'm balling the cloak up like a football and I'm running to the end zone. I'm getting out of here.
Okay. So I guess the lizard man seeing how the chips are falling, and he just backs away from you guys, going like this.
The only thing is, do we want to look for the other kid? Or do we just want to get out?
I'm taking another swing at the lizard man. Come on, we gotta put that guy down.
Okay, he's gonna swing at you. He hits. Mental mind blast for 4 points of damage.
Okay.
He goes like this, and a psychic blast comes from his head and hits you for 4 points of damage.
I thought we got initiative, man.
We're in another round. This is a whole nother round.
Alright, well, I'm gonna attack him then. Because he's a bitch. I got a 15. 14 plus 1.
Roll damage.
Yeah. 4.
He's finished.
Good.
He,
Put that up.
he
Take
falls.
that off. Way down, man. Move.
Another arm hacked off for the hidden hand. Woo! Do you wave it around like if you scored a touchdown or something?
I revere these things. I'm down here right over deadness.
I got a cover of a module that's like that. It's a troglodyte waving an arm or something. Chewed arm. That's shit. That's good shit. Okay, you guys own the throne room.
Jesus.
You've cleared the place out. When the vampire turned to mist, all of his stuff collapsed.
Oh, we have to Levatar. We have to give him proper burial.
Yes.
Yeah,
Gentlemen?
Violet.
No, two.
I got to take a short break. I will be back shortly. Take 10, gentlemen.
And then the vampire turned into a mist and escaped.
So he has to roll the new character?
Yeah, he does. Yep.
Aww.
But it was a full-on melee. They were all, the court went up in arms, and yeah, the whole crew.
Don't intentionally try to kill her.
Anybody know what the penance is for killing one of your own party members for a paladin?
Down to what?
Oh boy. Well, I mean, it's not like he was in control of himself.
No, but I would roll an 18, wouldn't I? Yeah.
And then take stop and figure out what I want. If there's anything more.
I think Jay enjoyed that too much.
Just a little bit, do you think? Yeah. I think you should be really ashamed of yourself. Really. I'm waiting for that.
Where are you looking for loot?
Around the room, right? Aren't there like
Take the crown. Take
there's
the
a couple of
Yeah, I'm taking the crown, just to clarify. That's going in my backpack.
Okay, that goes into the backpack next to the other crown that looks similar to it.
Yes, it does. I'm waiting
So
for it to
what
go
happens
through.
if you put it on yourself?
I don't want to find out.
Yeah, I definitely would have to roll on some type of mishap table, I would think.
I'm looking for any rings or knives. We were supposed earlier on last time, I think, we were supposed to our deities. I'm looking for a ring and a knife. Just letting you guys know.
Okay.
I'm looking for a candle or something as well, aren't I?
A what?
I'm going to find a candle.
Yes, morning candle. And that, as you can imagine, is like a black candle of holy significance.
Gold, utensils, like the flatware.
Ah, the flatware. Yeah, there's some silver. It's stained and tarnished, but if you polish it up, there's some good stuff there. Let's see what we got for value of looting the silverware. That's a common thing for thieves to do.
Couple of
730 gold pieces worth of silverware and a candelabras.
nice.
It does while you're walking around with this stuff. It will make noise.
Well, I'll do my best to wrap it in like a sack. You roll it over.
Didn't the Dragonites were in kind of hay nests?
Yeah.
We can use some of that hay to stuff backpacks and whatever. So the sack.
Good one. I buy that. You sold me on the muffling hay. Okay, so besides that, what else can be found? There's Clytus Dervitt, the Pale Knight stuff, because he turned into mist and everything on his body just fell to the ground. There is, what does he have on him?
But we have the crown and the cloak.
Yep. There's the vampire Dervitt's got a fancy looking knife. He has what he called the autumn sword. Looks like he took the crown of duty from him.
Duty? That's gross.
So, yeah, I guess he's just got the sword and his knife.
Yeah? Does the sword, does the knife look like the blood knife I'm looking for?
Yeah, because it has these notches, like these wicked serrated notches that are very deep
Alright, I gotta take that,
to
dude.
tear flesh. And when you grab pick up the knife, it feels like it moves in your hand and then settles into your grip.
Nice.
And it feels like something has bound itself to you.
Wow. I don't know about that, but it's in my hand, right? I can take it out of my hand, right?
Right now, you don't want to. You want to see it. You want to see it soaked in blood.
Excellent.
You don't feel like putting it away until it is coated in blood.
Nice one of the lizard men. Yeah.
Yeah,
sword is the autumn sword?
A long sword. That you can use that, right?
I think so. Technically.
Yeah. Thieves and assassins can use long swords. Who's going to claim the sword?
I got the silver sword as well. I pass.
I mean, I guess I'll nab it if nobody else feels passionately about it.
Okay.
Well, we could sell it or something.
It's an enchanted sword. When you hit opponent with it, they end up having vertigo, and they have a -4 to hit for 1d6 rounds against you.
Nice.
And it's called
Bonuses.
the autumn sword. It has leaves on the blade going up it.
Doesn't have an attack bonus or anything?
It does not.
Does anybody need healing apart from me? I do. Yeah, I do.
I am at 4 of 16.
Yeah, go first with where the...
Lumen, how many Cure Light Wound spells can you cast in a day?
Well, in this place, I can carry 2. I got 2 first level and 1 second level.
Okay.
I'm going to cast 1 on me, but I'll pass 1 off to someone else. I got a 5. That's a total of 6.
Yep.
Who wants 1? Who's lower? Barry Dell, you're pretty low, right?
Yeah, 4 of 16.
Yeah, alright, I'll cast 1 on Barry Dell.
Okay.
I got a 5 plus 1, that's a 6.
Alright. Thank you.
How bad is Cree? He's 8 from 18. Okay. I'll do lay on hands, 3 back. And then strangely enough, I'm going to do the other one on myself.
You can hear rumblings and like the sound of explosions, or one explosion. It's hard to tell where it's coming from, but it's definitely on this level because you feel the cracking floor of the throne room shaking, and it actually starts making some really loud pops.
Alright. So we have the cloak. Do we want to look around any further? Look for Violet? Or do we just want to get out?
Is there any way you're going upwards still, or are we sort of near enough top level for the building?
There looks like there's a higher level, the tower that you can see through the open, missing walls and ceiling of the throne room. You can see another tower, and that goes higher, but it doesn't look like it's accessed from anywhere on this level. Like it goes and plunges into the stone of the first level.
Right, I think that's the north corridor.
Yep. And at the and Cree at the other end, at the west end of it, turns and goes and forms another passageway going north, but there's a portcullis blocking it off. Coming from, so that leaves you with just that one north passageway to go, unless you want to tackle or try to do something with the portcullis.
I think we should find Violet. Family wants to see her. We could use some cash. Besides, we got to get out of here somewhere. Why not go through some more madness? So let's start creeping around. Let's go up that north passage. Let's see what we got. Is that where the rumbling's coming from?
Yeah, it's coming from the north.
Anybody for creeping down that north passage?
Intent to just look around, or look for Violet, or what? What's the?
For Violet.
Okay, yeah, sure.
We got to get out of here somehow. We're at the ground floor, so there's got to be a way out.
You're on the second floor.
Second floor.
Yep, you're looking when you're in the throne room. And being able to see outside, you can see the forest below you.
All right. Up
The
on
night
Andrew,
sky.
The basement.
That northern passageway goes 160 feet until it ends in a four-way intersection of arches, all made of arches. Then right before you get to the four-way intersection of arches, there is a door on your east side of the wall, about 20 feet before you get to the intersection, which is closed.
Does it open?
Yes, it does.
So it's cracked a little bit. Just sort of we know it opens. Slowly look inside.
It is a fairly common privy and smells of shit and death.
Shit and death. All right. Nothing to see here, unless there is something to see there. But
As long as it's not an Archeo, we're okay.
all right. Yeah, exactly. We got 4 ways to go. 3 ways to go.
Yep, there's a marble floor here, and it's laid out in a circular pattern. There's a statue in each one of the corners, winged women standing about 12 feet tall apiece, and their wings touch one another at the tips, forming the archways. The statues have the appearance of being blindfolded. but looking down as if they were looking directly at the center of this intersection. The spears have ornate designs carved into their shafts.
Is there any indication in looking at them that might indicate which passageway we might go? Like, are they, is there some gesture?
No, but they're each weeping blood out of their eyes in unison now.
That's creepy.
Let me look at the map.
I'd say north.
North goes for 70 feet and dead ends, and there's a strange door on the west wall halfway down.
You guys with me? Yep. Alright, let's crack that door. I got a blood knife in my hand that's thirsty.
So it's a dead end, and before the dead end is a door.
Yeah, on the east wall, on the west wall. Halfway down. Let me see what it looks like. It's shining cobalt steel. Iron letters have been fixed to it that say enter and be saved.
That sounds pretty good.
Are you going to open it?
Yeah, what the heck?
There is, like the other ones, there's a rock wall behind it.
A rock wall.
Rock. Stone. You've seen this before.
Oh, that's one of the
Portal.
one of the portals, I guess. Yep.
Let's all together just make a big jump. Or we can go back and check out some of the other ones. Yeah, let's check out some of the other ones.
Yeah, let's go back and check.
Alright, east side. Let's go east side.
This goes 70 feet and dead ends, and on the north wall halfway. Oh no, there's 3 doors on this wall. All these doors are in the north wall.
We were east or west? Sorry, on the intersection.
We're in east.
Yep, looking east. It's another 70 feet. Oh, there's actually 4 doors, because there's one on the south wall that looks like one of those magic doors again.
Okay.
It's got a marble frame and a door like one sheet of glass and a frosted message on it. And it says, enter and be destroyed.
Alright, I'm going to try the first door. Does it open?
It does.
Let's take a look inside, gentlemen. What do you say? What's behind door number 1?
Looks like there's been a sign of a battle in this room. It's wrecked. It's a wrecked room. It's got a huge U-shaped table. There's a ruined banquet. The fireplace is cold. You see a woman hanging from a chandelier. Looks like Aledonia. 6 men circle her and poke with spears. And she's swinging to dodge the stabbing blades, but she is bleeding badly. The men are roaring with rage, and the girl is crying, "Help! Illusion! Help!
Illusion?
Help! Illusion! Help!"
So this is Aledonia, like our naked chick. Are we going to stand for this, Tom? She's a damsel in distress. You're a sucker for that shit, right?
Apparently so. Help illusion.
If I can get some backup, I'm running in there. I'm going to stab one of those dudes. Just shit. That's not cool. She likes us.
Okay, roll initiative.
Oh, do we need one of those?
Yeah, that helps.
I just sort of stumbled into the room.
Okay, what's your armor class again?
Me?
Yeah.
It's 15. No, wait. It got up. It's 17.
It looks like you're confronting some type of land-dwelling predatory octopus, and hanging off of each one of its tentacles is a desiccated corpse.
What? Nothing changed?
Yep. And it's attacking you. One hit. One hit out of its... As it throws 3 of the corpses aside, it reaches out with its tentacles and wraps around you as if to try to strangle you. You take 4 points of damage. It's all your guys' turn. Lumen's being choked out by a psychopod.
I'm not... Am I, captured by this thing?
Yeah, it's got one tentacle wrapped around your neck and squeezing.
So is this can we go into the room still, or is...
Yeah, it's a big room. It's a big room. It's 40 foot wide by 70 feet deep. Huge room, wrecked.
Alright, okay, so what am I on? 6. Cree, what do you want to do? I'm gonna... Sorry. I'm gonna shoot my heavy crossbow at the body of this octopus creature.
Roll to hit.
Enemies.
What else? Anyone else doing something?
Yeah, I'm gonna start wailing on the
tentacles.
Okay. And they're waving corpses on the end of them. And the octopus is yelling, help, illusion, help. Roll to hit. Armor class 15.
That's a hit.
Roll damage.
That is 11.
11. Doesn't like that one bit. Anyone else make an attack?
I'll throw a dagger, maybe at the far side, away from people.
See what you roll.
If this thing's big enough.
Yeah, oh yeah. This thing's hella big. It's larger than you.
It's a 19 hit.
Roll damage.
4 damage.
Nice job. I got the blood knife, man. I'm gonna try to get the tentacle off me. I want to cut the tentacle that's left me.
Blood knife does not give you a bonus to hit, but it does increase damage than a normal knife.
Alright. 17.
That's a hit. Your additional damage is 1d4 plus 5 damage against magical and enchanted creatures. Otherwise, it functions as a +1 silver knife.
I rolled a 4. So that's 9.
9. I gotta give it a morale check.
Did I cut myself free?
Yes.
Shit, man. I think we hit the door on this fucker.
Yeah. We have the cloak. I mean, finding Violet would be great, but who knows where she is.
So you guys are leaving the room and you want to leave the castle? The palace?
It's tempting. Very tempting.
I mean, I'm happy to let you guys disengage from this thing in the room right now and get out in the hall.
Yeah, I'm up.
Get your wits about you.
Fighting this thing.
Get your wits about
If
you.
people want to look around elsewhere with hopes of finding Violet, then maybe I'm good. But after the recent incident, I'm just not sure.
I think we could just lob a torch at it and then kind of, back out the room slowly and leave it alone.
Yep.
Okay, someone remove a torch. You're leaving it behind.
Yeah, no problem.
Anyone else want to take the lead on this thing? I'm not opening any more doors.
Do we want to check the Death Awaits door? Maybe it's just a ruse, right? Because clearly that one wasn't safe.
Right behind you.
Is that the door we've gone through to be safe?
No. The one you went through was there actually a pair of doors in the north wall that open into that room with the psychopod.
Oh, that was neither.
Oh, right, that was neither. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a door on the east wall near the wall that leads east, and outside in the hallway there's another door that leads into that space, whatever size it may be. I'll tell you, it's labeled number 23.
So yeah, shall we just check the other doors?
Yeah, I'm right behind you.
Yeah. I can take a listen first, if you like.
Yes.
See.
Okay, you pass the marble frame and door like one sheet of glass, and you are listening.
I got 18.
You hear nothing. Sounds like an unoccupied room behind the door.
Okay. I check the other one first? Yeah.
The only other door is on the south wall, and that's the one that looks like glass, frosted glass.
I thought there were 3.
Yes, there are 3, but 2 of them open into the first room that you entered. With the psychopod has 2 doors leading into it, right next to each other, 10 feet apart.
So you want to listen at the frosted one, and then I'll go back and the other one. I wouldn't dare to touch that one. Fair enough. Right, so I'll open the door that Chris just done the listen check on.
Pots, pans, and cutlery of every kind spread everywhere. Gigantic sushi knives.
Sushi? Cool. Which door is that? Is that the second or the third door in the hallway?
Third one in the hallway. The second one opens into the same room as the first. This room is 20 by 20. Real small. Looks like an upstairs kitchen or an upstairs pantry. And this also filled with knives, so I guess that's a place to confuse you and eat up your time looking for the blood knife, which you already have. That's how I would have used it.
Well played, sir. Well played. Right, what are we going to do about this other door? This weird-looking frosted glass door.
Is that the one to the south? Or
Yep.
To the east?
Yep.
To the south.
And when you open it, there's just a rock wall like the ones that you opened downstairs on the lower level that were enchanted. And split the pot. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go west passage and just scope it out. And that way we got 2 two portals already. Let's move down the west.
We go west past the...
Yeah, it goes 70 feet, and then the passageway goes north and south at the end of it. So it's not a dead end. To the north, 10 feet is it dead ends where there's a door on the west wall. When you look down south, the passageway just goes into darkness as far as you can see, 50 feet.
It probably leads to the portcullis.
Yeah, it probably comes around.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just make that clear. Let's just go down there a little bit. Does it lead to that portcullis?
Yes, it does.
Okay, good.
And there's two doors at the far end on the west wall, at the far end of that, right before the portcullis. Before you get to the portcullis, there's two doors in the wall, in the west wall. Each they're about 20 feet. They're 20 feet apart.
Gotcha. All right. Decision points.
Do you want to check the one to the north first?
Okay.
That door opens up into a hallway running west 50 feet and ends in an open window. You can see the night outside, wind blowing through. There are three doors on the north wall, equidistant apart, one in the middle, one on each end. And then on the south wall, there's one door 40 feet down the hallway that would open up and lead you south.
The three on the north.
Mm-hmm. And one on the south.
Just to be clear, Jay, did we enter this door here?
That door is on the wrong wall. That should be on the west wall. And yes, that is the door you went into. And you got a 50-foot hallway on the other side of that door.
Got it.
What's going on in this part of the dungeon?
We got two portals. We got
Okay. Pick a door, any door. Or run down the hall and jump out the window and see if you can fly like Aledonia.
All right. Since we're already up in that north, let's just try that first door on the north. You know, going down the hallway with the window.
Before you open the door, you can smell mildew and the smell of rotting food behind the door.
All right. Creed, do you want to listen at some of these other doors?
Okay. Let's try that. Let's try the first one. There's nothing behind that door.
Second door?
Not
I
yet.
don't know.
Door seems rather thick, does it?
Maybe it's the wind. I don't know. We have three doors on the north wall, right?
Yep. So you got one more chance to be a hero.
Oh, that's definitely empty.
Okay.
What about the south one?
There's the south one. That hasn't been checked.
Oh. 10.
It's not that you don't hear anything. It's just beyond that door. It sound. It's like you hear the absence of sound.
Look out the window. How far down is it?
80 feet down, crumbling. The you got the masonry wall, and then it eventually gets to the rocky outcropping that the palace is built on, and the sides of the outcropping are really crumbly.
Okay.
And it looks like what is it? That there was more castle a palace that was existing, but it's been collapsed and shaken into ruin, as if this thing had suffered a major earthquake. And then you feel another tremor to the north.
Todd, do you feel like cracking any of these doors?
Yeah, can do. Where up to?
Let's pick one. We got 3 on the north. We got 1 on the south. The one on the south has an absence of sound.
Okay. I'll do the south one.
What do you got, Jay? What new devilry is this?
Okay, deviltry here is it's a large room, 30 feet deep, 50 feet wide. There is an open archway window looking outside. There is a statue in the northeast corner. It looks like a fully intact drawing room with cushioned chairs. There's an exit. There is no exits out of the room besides the open window. There's something in here.
It's Violet. She's fine. We can go.
What kind of statue is it? What does it look like?
A peculiar and anachronistically dressed dandy, a resplendent parakeet shining and silver-tipped.
Do I recognize anything in terms of culture of Averone? From where does this dandy hail?
Nowhere you are that you are familiar with, but the statue, as you're looking at it, transforms.
Oh, really?
Yep, it transforms into a tongueless female corpse who's babbling some words, but it's hard to interpret through the gurgle of blood coming out of his throat.
Jesus. What do you think, guys? You want to destroy some evil thing?
And it starts. You can start to understand what it's talking about. Seems like it's talking about mainly about trivialities, about your some of your backgrounds.
Yeah, let's just slowly shut the door and back away. Nope, no kidding here. Next.
Okay, that was the south door, right? Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Ixnay on the south door, so you're going to pick one of the north doors?
Yeah, but we opening this time.
Guys, I gotta go by now. Great game, as always. Nice to see you guys. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah, good to see you too, man. Merry Christmas.
Yep, Merry Christmas. Thanks for sharing today. All right. And there were 3.
We now have no ranged weapon support at all. Hey, I've got daggers.
I got
Okay.
You have that scroll, right? That was in. You haven't opened that. That came from the portcullis when you first came in.
Oh yeah, who's got that?
I assumed you did, Toth, because you're the one that found it.
You grabbed it.
Scroll. I've got scroll written down. I haven't got scroll written down.
Anyone want to try to read it or keep it sealed and locked?
I'm pretty good at reading stuff. I got 17 intelligence. I should have been a wizard, but...
I like making wizards that end up with a really high constitution and strength. That's always fun.
I'll crack it open. I'll open it up if you're good with it, Tom.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll let Lewin have a look at that.
Why not? I'm a pinata.
What are you looking at? I'm sorry, I drew a blank. I forgot what I was
I'm
doing.
looking at the scroll we've been talking about.
Ah, yeah, the scroll. What's on the scroll? I believe it's a scroll of allows you to manipulate and control the weather.
Really? Should we make it daylight instead of nighttime?
No. Nope.
You make it
Localize.
children named Violet.
No. You can make it rain.
Well, seeing as how we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, or what is it? What is this called? This fantasy role playing?
Basic fantasy role playing. Yep.
Seeing as how we're playing basic fantasy role playing, I think we should just check out those last 3 doors gingerly, and then either decide to run through the first floor and get out of here. I could say Veridell's probably into that one, or jump a portal to be saved or destroyed. Those are our options. I see. Let's crack some more doors, right?
Which one in the north? You got 3 on the north. You got west, central, and east. Which one are you gonna open? Start in the middle. A bed chamber with sparse furnishing. The northeast corner of this 30 by 30 room is actually open. The exit leading out of here is an open passageway heading north. There's also a starving thin house cat crawling out from beneath the bed covers. It's quite affectionate. It's what do you call it? Purring.
Okay. Another door? Unless you want to pet the kitty.
The door to the left of you or the right of you?
West.
And like a stupid cat will, it gets out of the room before you close the door. You let the cat out. There's 3 of you? Oh, yeah, include the kid. I'll include the kid. Fair. The kid picks it up because it comes and it rubs up against him. And he's like, I found a kitty. It likes me.
Well, so long, kid.
It's quite affectionate. It's rubbing and purring like it hasn't been touched in a long time. When you leave your cat in the house for a week and it just won't get off your lap when you come home. That kind of situation. So yeah, what's this kid's name?
I don't know.
I thought it was Caleb.
No. What is it? It was not Grundy. I'll play the tape. I got it. It's on tape. We got his name on tape.
I'm going to stab the cat with the blood knife.
Oh, God.
Dude, you don't want to keep kicking around.
Okay, the kid just.
Or we can look at the other door.
The kid just screams and runs away from you into the hall.
He's got the egg.
Out the door. The cat's dead. You murderer! You people are evil! And the kid runs out of the hall and he's running away into the upper level of the castle somewhere with the backpack on his back with the dragon egg. Do you want to chase him down?
Don't try throwing the knife at the kid instead.
You guys are the worst babysitters ever.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Sorry, guys. I Okay. More, 35 years.
Last time we played D&D together, we were in high school.
Yeah. Before I discovered girls.
Yep. Then it was out the window.
Yeah. Fuck.
East wall, east door even. Should we try the east door? Somebody has a kid to it.
East door.
That was the rotting one with the rotting food, and it's a storeroom of rotting food. Oh, there's a big bag of salt and an exceptionally large turnip, but the rest of the food is bad.
Salt's bad for vampires, or is that something else?
It's garlic, but maybe you could try it. Maybe this is a special vampire that are turned by turnips.
What sort of demons?
Like gelatinous cubes.
Would respond probably badly to salt, right?
Yeah.
Are you thinking of slugs?
Slugs.
There you go.
Leeches. Leeches don't like salt.
The bag of salt would would be handy against giant slugs. Absolutely.
I'm going to try the bag of salt. I'm feeling with a bag of salt with salt.
Okay. The last door you haven't opened is 10 foot wide, 20 feet deep. And that room, that's the nothing room.
Is that with the capital N? Or
Empty space defines this room. Nothing dwells here. A disquieting lack of presence. Hair standing on end looking into this room.
see, this is what we could have done with the kid.
Put him in there?
We could have put him in the room. But no, somebody had to kill the cat.
I thought it would have been bad. They turned into things.
So the only way that appears that you can progress any further is go into the middle room in the north and go to the north. And that was the room where the cat was in.
Okay.
I don't see any other way that you could go.
Okay, so are we looking at going north, or are we looking at regrouping, taking a breath somewhere and heading back with the cloak so we can get out of this forest?
Yeah. That would be great to get out of here and maybe grab a dragon egg on the way out.
Which we got to find the kid for that because he ran off with it.
Well, there was 4 of them.
No, we can get some more, can't we? There's 3.
Yep, so you don't need his.
Do you want me to just try to sneak north real quick? Just kind of like prance in the shadows up the hall and back just to see if there's anything else interesting.
Thank you, Baradale. Yes.
Okay, immediately out of this passageway, out of this room, to the west is a door. To the east is an open passageway that goes east and then turns south, but there's a portcullis blocking it as well, so you can't go that way. And then the corridor extends as far as you can see north. You can see some double doors on the east wall, and you can hear shaking, and you can see red and blue light flashing like from underneath the door. There's also numerous doors on the west wall.
Alright, before I take off, I would indicate, like, I would just, like, show you my whistle as a signal if something goes south. So I will go, let me listen carefully at those double doors where I hear some sort of shaking. Is it anything more explicit than that I might be able to make out?
Yeah, it sounds like 2 women screeching at each other and hurling arcane bolts of power and smashing the room to hell.
Yeah, no.
Come on, open it up.
Alright, and then, let's see. I guess there was a single door as well, right?
No, on the east wall, there's those double doors, and on the west wall, There's a single door. There's a pair of double doors. There's a pair of double doors. All the way to the end is a single door.
Okay. I'll just incrementally try to listen to each door.
Okay, roll. I'll look at the description, see if there's anything worth the date.
With a success of a 3.
You hear the sounds of 3 women talking in hushed voices.
Okay, go to the next one. It's a failure.
Okay, and then all the way to the far end is another door on the west wall. If you want to keep on walking.
That's another failure. So nothing obvious out of the other ones.
The shaking from the room where the red light's coming and blue light under the door shakes so violently that Varnell, you're thrown to the floor.
Okay.
Very unsteady on your feet there for a second.
Alright. I will attempt to go back.
Okay, you are able to.
Alright, so I explain it. There's at least like some sort of conflict happening. There's another room that has multiple female voices, and then 2 rooms where I didn't hear anything.
Wasn't there a door opposite the portcullis too?
I think that was the last one in the hall that I checked, but didn't hear anything.
No, there was a first door. There's a total on the west wall. I'll give you a count. As soon as you start walking down, there's one. 50 feet more, there's another single door. 20 feet, double door. Another 20 feet, set of double doors. And then the hallway goes another full 60 feet before there's a door in the west wall, and it dead ends there. That's the situation. That's the lay of the land.
Wow.
And the one of the sets of double doors on the west wall, that's behind those. It must be the same one room because that's where Varnell heard the women's voices in hushed tones.
Alright.
Sounds like we're gonna get into it.
Well, or not at all. I mean, in lieu of, you had mentioned like just going through one of the portals or something. If we're gonna do something risky, I'd almost be tempted to kick down each of the doors that don't have voices behind them real quick, and if we run into something, we just literally run all the way out of here.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Via the egg room, though.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Shall I kick a door in then? You kick a door.
Kick the door.
You can kick the one on the south of the double doors, or you can open the single one, kick open the one north of the double doors.
So I point out the double doors and the one south, where like one had the conflict and the other one had women speaking in hushed tones. I think we should start with the ones I didn't hear anything at.
The conflict is on the east, to the east, on the east wall, through there. It's turn around and you're facing another section of the palace. So the southern one or the northern one, the farthest one away from you or the one closest to you, are you going to kick the door in?
Start at the far end. Move back now, can we?
Yeah, that makes sense.
If you want to run away, starting with the one closest maybe makes more sense. Just saying.
A small table flanked by 2 chairs. A chess set occupies the center of the room.
That's the bar one, right?
Yep. And then there's a big crack and an explosion, and whatever's behind those doors to the east, you're getting a good look at because it sounds like the floor and walls are crumbling, and a large portion of the hallway wall collapses with it as well, with some of the double doors. dust and smoke, and you are looking into. You have no choice now but to look into this vast room, which has on the far end this huge fireplace with a low wood fire burning, and the energy from the two creature women, the skin, hair, teeth thing, and then Aladonia, are throwing around energy, and the floor collapses. And there's it was a marble pillar of a coiled snake, but that marble pillared snake is moving, and it crashes through the floor. Its head is still up, going. Yeah, and so you guys are kind of like got a front row seat to this. Your hallway is kind of becoming an opening to this scene of carnage and horror.
The room that we just looked into that has like the chest in it and the table, is there a window in it as well?
Yeah, there's a window looking out. And that room is only 10 feet wide by 30 feet deep.
Are we thinking discretion is a better part of valor right now?
I am. I say we should do the one closest to the exit, but we're down at the other side now.
Yep. And it's like Will Smith in iRobot, like when the machine starts eating the house. Like your walls disappear in the floor there, and they're still slinging stuff around.
Is the hallway passable?
Looks it. There's some debris, but yeah.
Okay. Are we going to mess with this chest at all, or it's probably no good?
It's a chessboard.
Oh, I heard a chest.
I'm sorry, a table with a chess set. My apologies. Yep.
I see, okay.
I'll tell you.
Gold and silver and jeweled items, or is it a humble man's carved chess set of a fisherman, perhaps?
The pieces are each decorated with the standards of known nations, cities, states, and strongholds. Duplicated between the darker side and the lighter side.
How about some detect magic? Anyone detect magic?
No, because we're not wizards.
Well, I can detect magic, but I don't. It's not a spell I got primed, so.
You can pick. You don't need to, like. You got to pray to your god to get your juice, but I'm flexible.
Let's detect some magic on this thing.
You know, if that's one of the spells you can cast, and you have a spell slot available to you, go right ahead. That's my house ruling.
Okay.
With deities. But yes, they are magical.
How about carefully, without touching them, throwing them in a sack and running? I'll throw them in the sack, try not to touch them. What the heck?
There's a fireplace against the south wall, and that's got a lot of ash in it. I guess that's it in there. Yeah. So you scoop it up and throw it all in the bag. It is magical. What you know about your detect magic tells you is that if you sit down to play it, you will become one of the pieces in the game. That you are for sure, Z. For good or ill, who knows? But that's what's going on with that.
I'm gonna dump that thing out. We don't need that.
You're gonna leave that.
Let's leave that one alone, guys. Unless you want it. Alright, so what was the play?
We're gonna become brave suburbia and run away, I think.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go.
Just doing a glancing out the door as we run down the hallway, just like smack it open. Peek. If no kid, just pull it.
Yeah, you're not gonna be slapping doors, just slapping, tapping doors open. They all take a good shove. Hell, I may even lock one on you.
That's not very nice.
But you're going to go down the hall. We've got a large marble like Conan snake, and sorceresses throwing around energy.
Or we can just rappel out the window in the chessboard room.
You could do that. How much rope do you guys got on you? It's like 80 feet to the ground.
I have 50.
I got none.
Yeah, I just got the standard. Is it 30 foot, 50 foot, whatever it is?
Should be 50, yeah.
So you guys could tie that together.
Is this it, guys? Are we just bailing?
I think we're bailing, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You climb down and get onto the rocky outcropping, and then can go the last 40 feet down the side of the crumbling rocky outcropping, and you touch the forest floor. You hear at least more collapsing walls towards the center of what is the palace, what's left of the palace. One of the things only left standing pretty much on this top level is that tower.
When we're outside, when we're crawling down, like, can we see where the other adjacent rooms are that we didn't check? Do they have windows?
They do not. The lower level is all sealed off by it's bored into the rocky outcropping.
I see. Okay.
So that's like a granite vault, if you would, that was cored out to make passageways and rooms. And then up above, it was built.
I see.
The second level.
All right. Well, we got the cloak, guys.
We did.
Yeah. Yep. Varnell got half of it in his hands. He didn't let go of it. He was very brave.
That was a good play. Very good. So, can we make our way back to, Mr. horn playing chin guy or whatever he is? Farfignugan?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm a bit worried. Like, there's no guarantee, right? Like, no, he could just whatsoever. Yeah, but I don't know how to hold it over him either. So
You get to his cabin. He's there. He's laughing and clapping at your carrying of the piece of the Pale Knight's cloak. He says, "How did you enjoy the conclave? Who came out on top?"
it was still in progress when we managed to get out.
And he kind of hops and he's happy about that and claps his hand. He points to the knife on your belt, Lumen, and goes, "Oh, what you have there? That's an interesting trinket. You didn't have that before."
No, I did not. It is a beautiful thing.
Would you be interested in parting with it?
It is not. My deity has asked me to possess it, so I can't go against my god.
Oh, for shame, forsooth. Did anyone else find any interesting items in the castle, the palace, during your visit?
Nope, pretty boring.
Yeah, I'm open to trade. Where's little Violet? What have you done with lovely Violet?
We just didn't see her. I mean, she wasn't. I don't think she was there, right, guys?
We left her with you. What have you done with her?
No, we
He's like, nice try. It's a terrible shame that you lost the child.
we have the cloak.
That's generally not good luck. Child losing is like a bad luck sign. So be wary. And he looks at the cloak and then he tosses it over his shoulder and he goes, the sharp wit is wasted on you. Be gone with you, fools.
I assume we'll be able to leave this domain now.
You are free to go. You've fulfilled the contract in the most boring and predictable manner.
Is anybody else tempted to just smack him round the face with a hammer now?
I'd watch you. I'd take some pictures and stuff. Post them on my feed.
Let's go. Let's get back in the. Let's see where people die by a good stabbing.
Okay, you're back in the Averone forest. You've left that enchanted mess behind.
rest up and go back there. Get Violet.
If Lumen was still alive, who has unerring direction at nighttime, he would be able to backtrack to that. But
Oh, you mean?
Oh, you think so? Now that we're out of the enchanted part or whatever, we probably can't get back there.
it's worth. I don't know. I haven't decided, but I was thinking, they don't have to worry about it because Lumen can always lead them back.
Lumen can't.
I mean, Labatar, in memoriam.
So I would say, like, well, yeah, I guess in game we probably still consider that as maybe a choice when we regroup with everybody. Whether, given that not only were we trying to get her back home, but also there was a reward, that maybe it's prudent to go back. But that's something we can talk about when we get back together.
So
in real time.
your destination is Le Frenier, and we got another 50 minutes. I can keep on going, or do you guys want to call it here?
I'm tempted to call it so everybody has a chance to chime in on what we're doing next.
Yeah, I concur with that. Yeah.
Sure.
Because it's open, you guys can do anything. There's back history to consider if you want, if that affects any of your decisions, or are you just all going to live in the moment?
I'd like to go back to this thing personally, with the full crew rested, because I'd like to find Violet, because that's where we were going. That was our destination.
That was, I think, the primary motivator to going back to there specifically was to return her for the reward. So
That has been lost to you at this time, yes.
Well, that's too bad.
Because she's not in your possession, but I can understand wanting to go back and get her.
All right.
So I'll be prepared for whatever direction you guys go in, no worries. Thanks for playing today. Thanks for waiting for our next game. And I'll post the next game up for 2 weeks, and we'll see where it lands and how we're all doing. Thank you. You guys are crazy. That was crazy, man.
Merry Christmas, dude.
yeah, good to see everybody. Enjoy the holidays.
She had a life well planned, the future in her hand.